Hi everyone, this is Laura, and I have part 2 of our sewing series for you today. This is a quick little sewing 102 session. We did 101 before, and that's that line of running stitch along the bottom of our little piece of felt there. Sewing 102 is going to cover blanket stitch, which is a really nice way of finishing a piece of fleece or felt. Or any blanket you have, obviously, because blanket stitch. So what you want to do is tie a knot in a piece of string, and then if you're doing 2 pieces of fabric like me, you're going to want to go up through the top piece, just the top piece, to hide your knot. Nobody needs to see the knot. It can be there and do its job, but be concealed. Now, if you're just using one piece of fabric that you're finishing, like if you're doing a fleece blanket or something, it's not that big of a deal to see or not. That's fine, but that's our plan. And then you're going to go up around the back and put your needle through the same hole that you went up through before, but through both pieces of fabric. And when you have a little loop, before you tighten it all the way, put your needle through that loop, and you'll end up with a vertical line that has the thread coming up through the top. We're going to connect all these stitches, and we're going to do that by sticking our needle through, making that loop, and always going through the loop with our needle before we tighten it. And your needle is only ever going to go up through the back to the front. You're never going to go down the front to the back. That's not a thing. Up from the back to the front, you'll have a biggie loop, stick your needle through it, and then tighten it. Ta-da! Your goal with this is to make sure that you are making your needle go through in pretty much the same level space that you did the last time. So your stitches would technically be all the same length, and you want to make sure that you are making them evenly spaced. I did a terrible job with this, and the reason I did a terrible job is because I didn't mark it in any way. If you have a little pencil, a white colored pencil, maybe chalk, you can draw a line and it will make your life easier. But my goal here was mostly just to show you how to do this stitch. And you can practice it all you want, and you'll get really good at it as you go, because it's not a hard stitch. Just up through the back to the front with your needle. You will have a little loop. You go through that loop, and then you tighten it. And it's going through the loop that gives us that line along the top of our fabric that connects all those stitches. If you didn't go through the loop, you would not have that line. And it wouldn't be blanket stitch. Blanket stitch is really a great firm bonding for things like a fleece blanket. So if you're making a fleece blanket for a friend, if you are doing something decorative, it's a nice way to finish something off. And I, in fact, just used that in our sock owl tutorial. So if you did that and watched that video, I was using blanket stitch for that. When you get to the end, you want to finish off pretty close to the edge. And then just conceal your knot the way you did the last time between your 2 pieces of fabric. And I can't even remember if I made my knot or if I just tucked it in. But you can make a knot, and you should, because it will fall apart if you don't. But that's what it will look like.